LinkedIn, X, Twitch. I almost said Twitter, but I didn't. I did not say it. My name is Frank Lavinia, and just wanted to do a quick follow-up from a story that I highlighted the other day, because I think it's interesting to see how quickly this unfolded. Or more to the point, it's really interesting to see how quickly OpenAI folded. Um, Obviously, there was a controversy earlier in the week when a voice that sounded suspiciously like Scarlett Johansson was demoed. It was called Sky, and it ended up basically upsetting Scarlett Johansson, and she had revealed they'd been in contact with OpenAI, and she denied their request to use her voice, and they went ahead and did it anyway. But they actually they pulled it pretty quickly, um, um, pretty rapidly, within a day or two. I mean, it was that quickly. Like that morning I did the stream, and that afternoon they pulled the voice, which I think is just very intriguing that they pulled it that quickly. I think they knew a PR disaster when they saw one, and they figured this wasn't worth the fight. Um, Notice that they said they pulled it temporarily. So I don't know, is that a face saving maneuver or is that something more? I think only time will tell. But it is a good outcome for people who want to preserve their likeness and identity. It definitely does put them, make them accountable for their decisions. I think that's a good thing because if they could do this to Scarlett Johansson, they could do it to you or me. Right? I mean, that's just the bottom line. And with that in mind, let's go to our next story. Our next story is Alexa. Alexa, of course, now I just triggered her. My kids notice this is how antiquated. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is Gen Z beyond right here talking to you. They notice how antiquated Alexa is because you can't ask her questions the same way you can either Gemini or, more to the point, the OpenAI app on the phone, and she doesn't have quite the same level of understanding. They picked that up. I did not lead them into it. It was the 9 and the 14-year-old that kind of picked that up, and how it's already a bit antiquated. And it's true when you ask that particular voice assistant questions, same is kind of true for Siri, right? Like, I'm not picking on any one of them. They are using pre-transformer technology, and it's just not up to snuff, right? You can always assume that rolling out a new language model on this scale is going to require a lot of compute. But I think consumers have they've run out of runway, basically. My wife was saying that we should get another one of these Echo devices, and I'm like, do we really need it? Like a half? Do we really need it? Because it just doesn't add that much more value, right? I have my phone with me nearly more often, and I can always just interact with the either the built-in one uh, or the ChatGPT app, right? It just doesn't make sense to use Alexa, which is really a sad state of affairs. I mean, this is the product that really pioneered voice assistants in the home, especially, and to see them kind of do this. I'm glad to see that they are planning to give an overhaul. I am a little concerned about the monthly subscription because when I ask it to play certain songs, it'll say, "Hey, did you know with this you can get on Amazon Music?" I really don't want to pay another subscription because I already have Spotify. So there's just little things that just doesn't pick up on. And like if I ask it to play music, it really ought to assume I mean Spotify, right? Or if there was a setting like I mean to yes, but I always have to add that qualifier. Again, as problems go, it's a pretty good problem to have. However, the more I interact with more modern GPTs, right? Even if it's not, even I'm not fanboying out on OpenAI, just interacting with the models I have running locally, right? I have Llama 3 running locally, I have Mistral, and I have Phi 3. I think that's how you pronounce it. Is it Phi or is it Phi, right? I get better results from them than I do on that. And even Gemini, right? Or Claude, right? I think that it's way past time that they update this because they are really at risk of doing that. Um, but this is an interesting take. I don't know because it seems to lack the intelligence or the extra context. So I don't agree with that take. But to each their own. To each their own. So here's a little video that I rendered, and just figured I'd show you all. Right? It's Wednesday, middle of the week. Here's a new video for introducing the stream. So I'm going to play that, and I'll be right back. So what do you think about that one? Let me know in the comments below. Do you like the one where I do the world and I sing the AI generated pop song of, Frank's World on your screen, stream, Frank's World on the screen, Frank's World in your stream. I think that's what the lyrics are. But that was also AI generated. So we really are at a point where, particularly when it comes to the music industry, let me load up Udio. Loading up Udio. Give me a second. We really are at a point where, I mean, it's just incredible what we can generate. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll see that a couple of things. I posted this video here and a couple of songs about data lakes as an 80s hair band, or if they were singing about data engineering or data lakes. This is interesting because this one here, I mentioned Guns N' Roses. I wanted the song kind of like a Guns N' Roses song, but singing about data lakes. And it said replace the artist, right? But what's interesting, instead of just saying, I'm sorry, we're done, they throw up its hands, they replace it with terms that define that, right? Hard rock, interview, rock and roll, right? That sort of thing. So let's see if I was clever enough and I ticked the box when I was doing this. It is not sharing audio. So let me unshare and then try again. All right. Window. To share audio, share a tab or screen instead. Got it. Got it. All right. So now hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Yep. Is this our data or just the meta? In the cloud, it's unclear. Ooh, when we dive in, oh, I betcha insights will appear. So it's interesting. Even though I said Guns N' Roses, I get a very distinct AC/DC vibe out of this. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments what you think. I just realized that there's a bad word on my screen. So hang on. I don't know if I'll be able to hide that. So here's another alternative song. Same prompt, but this was a different generation. And let's hear how it sounds. I get a kind of a Motley Crue vibe out of that. Let me know. So I think that's interesting. I think it's an interesting thing, and obviously I'm Funky Fresh on this platform on Udio. You can see some of my other songs, but I do find it quite interesting how not all artists are detected in that system. So Wu-Tang didn't detect Hank Williams, didn't detect Johnny Cash, although it did replace him. It just didn't flag that. So I find it interesting. And if you're wondering why the bad words, I was testing out the profanity filter because I tried to replicate a Wu-Tang Clan song, full disclosure, and it said it was content moderation. I really wasn't sure what it was moderating because it doesn't tell you, right? Which I think is a bad design practice, right? Like if you block something, please tell me what is wrong. Don't leave me to guess, because that's rather frustrating for the end user. So with that, I will have some announcements coming up shortly, and maybe a special guest. Who knows? But let me know what you think. Are you using these tools out there? I just signed up for where is it? I just signed up for Suno actually, which is um, another music generation service. It's a very different interface, but there's some things I like about it because it seems like it generates a whole song at once. Whereas with Udio, you kind of have to do it 30 seconds, 32 seconds at a clip, which is a little frustrating. Um, but with that in mind, I'm going to end the stream. Wish you a happy Wednesday. It feels like a Friday, but it is most definitely not a Friday. And I'll catch you later. Thanks and have a good one. And you know what? I am going to play the normal outro graphics. Have a good one.